Welcome to Health Tips with Dr. Moreblessings. Today we're going to be speaking about malaria. Malaria is one of Zambia's life-threatening diseases and still a killer disease in this country. This is because we are surrounded by a mosquito-infested area. Malaria basically affects all of us. Probably at one point each one of you seeing this today has suffered from malaria from time to time. But mainly today we're going to be looking at our signs and symptoms as well as our prevention of malaria. So quickly we'll go through the signs and symptoms of malaria. How do you look out for malaria? So the non-specific signs are fever, vomiting, chills, body weakness, and just to mention a few. Basically, how do we prevent malaria? So our preventative measures are mainly to do with vector control. What does that mean? This means that because malaria is transmitted by mosquitoes, so we get rid of mosquitoes and we'll get rid of the disease. How do we go about that in our community? So firstly, we'll start with our surroundings. Malaria can be prevented by cutting tall grass around your areas and getting rid of stagnant water. That's basically the best way to start. From there, we can spray our surroundings with pesticides. This will get rid of the mosquitoes. Then secondly, we get into our homes. How do we prevent mosquitoes from getting into our homes? So usually by the time the sun goes down or the sun is setting, you should have closed your windows by then. That way you prevent mosquitoes from getting in. How do we prevent the mosquitoes that have gotten into the house already? Mainly, first way of preventing is, and most common, is by sleeping under an insecticide-treated mosquito net. That's an insecticide-treated mosquito net. So sleeping under that will prevent malaria. That way it prevents mosquitoes from biting you. And then in that turn, will prevent the disease. Second, most common is basically by applying insecticide repellent. Okay, what does this do? This repels against mosquitoes. For those that cannot sleep under mosquito net, that's the best way to go about it. Another way we can do that is spraying our bedrooms and living rooms and our surroundings in the house with insecticide. So that could range from all types of mosquito insecticides. Okay, last but not the least, another way of preventing malaria is by taking anti-malaria drugs as often as our pharmacists prescribe. So get yourself into a pharmacy and get the different types of anti-malaria drugs. They will range from weekly to monthly to 6 months dosages. What that means basically is you take a tablet, you're covered for malaria for a certain period of time depending on which tablet you take. And just to mention a few, the most common anti-malarias that we have now are Fancida, Malarone, and Delta Prim. That is all for today. Thank you.